The man accused of gunning down 11 Jewish worshippers at that synagogue last weekend, and also a separate suspect accused of sending mail bombs, have both appeared in court separately. After Donald Trump announced his plan to visit the scene of the synagogue massacre, backlash was sparked across US media outlets. The coverage focused on whether the crimes were politically motivated and the result in a spike of hate speech, and also whether the president has contributed to all that, moreover. It wasn't only the media against his visit.
Personally, I would like him to stay away.
If he can come and not make it about himself and not make it political, then certainly, why not?
He is fueling those people who are extremists, and I'm very, very sad for this country.
If this could be the start of getting along, then so be it. And I think that would be a good thing. We need to start working together.
Well, in the wake of those incidents, social media sites have come under increased scrutiny. In both cases, the suspects had expressed their hostility online. The alleged Pittsburgh gunman, Robert Gregory Bowers, wrote a series of anti-Semitic posts on the social network Gab.com. In the wake of the massacre, the website, which is popular with the so-called alt-right and free speech advocates, was taken down. Then there was Cesar Altieri Sayok, the man reported to have sent that series of mail bombs. Well, he was active on Twitter. He's believed to have written death threats to politicians, including former Vice President Joe Biden, on that very platform. We put the links between social media and hate speech up for debate.
We don't want people telling us what we can and can't post. And you don't also want to have the government telling companies what they can and can't air. But, you know, having said that, the companies themselves have a moral obligation, I think an ethical obligation, you know, like Facebook or Twitter, to prevent incitement on their sites. But that's for them to do. And it ought to be something that the public pressures them to do, not that government requires them to do, but it should be naturally what you would do.
Social media platforms, that these social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, they can't be held responsible for whoever posts anything on their websites, and that was so that, you know, we could continue to thrive in tech expansion. Now, of course, hate speech speech is protected in America. Even though hate speech is horrible and abysmal, it is a protected right of speech. We can't arrest somebody for an opinion that they might have, no matter how egregious or ugly that opinion seems.
There are solutions to the problem of the power of Google or the power of Facebook or the power of Twitter, and those are to break the damn things up. It's the same problem we have with newspapers and and broadcasting. You know, we have these giant conglomerates that control all our media, and they determine what gets in and what doesn't get in. All these organizations should be broken up. They shouldn't be allowed to have the monopolies that they have.
We don't want the government coming down and telling us what we can and can't do, especially when it comes to social media. But I think if we put the power within social media company executives, then we're just saying we don't want government to regulate it, but we want this powerful business to regulate it. And so we're just putting the power into one other person's hand. We're looking at 3 to 4 major social media platforms where much of the speech comes down. And so we have to consider the fact that it would be a lot more beneficial to have 20, 30, 40 social media platforms. I think the main thing is to accept personal responsibility, really to grow up. I mean, the American public does need to grow up and to not only accept responsibility, but not engage in these things. And then we can put proper public pressure.